Alright, hello to all my guys, gals, and non-binary pals out there across the electrical ocean. This is Jazzman, and this is going to be a match for the ages. I can already tell. Shrinemaster with FFUD against Alakhami himself, the big man, the top G, playing a full faction Forglar Swamp. So I guess this is a little bit reversed here. Alakhami is usually the Underdepths player, although he does dabble occasionally. As the balance leader, he has a responsibility and a duty to all Poxnora. I forget what the world is called, but you know what I mean. He has a responsibility to all of us to ensure that every faction is just as broken as Underdepths is. So I'm sure he's looking for good buff targets in Forglar Swamp right now. Shrinemaster immediately taking no prisoners, rushing directly for the mid-font with that Shadow Rake, who is, I guess, not really a shadow of his former self, but he's definitely been nerfed. After the latest incarnation with like Execute and 8 speed, or no, he didn't. Did I still have 8? I think he had some wacky shit, man. After he was buffed without stasis, now he can really scrap. Like early game, this thing pretty much 1v1s everything. And Alakhami will probably put him on the list after losing to it too. But Deep Elf Mercenary, grabbing the side font, nice cheapster deploy for Shrinemaster. And then Ferk Mimic on the side for Alakhami. So both fonts easily captured, nothing too fancy in this opening game. I guess they both, like Shrinemaster immediately started by rushing for the mid, and then he kind of didn't do anything. Oh, deflect. He was worried about, okay, deflect. I think he would still get his little Shadow Dancer clone, wouldn't he? And then Pawn would just, would Pawn trigger first? Would it trigger after the deflect? Ooh, I'm kind of curious about that. But I know he does have deflect up, so I guess like he could have burned it. Like it's still early enough in the game where Pawn would save him, and he'd get his spur buff. And I mean, he doesn't have to worry. Like he could just force to crystallize, right? I think like if Shrinemaster is going to make that aggressive of an opening play, he should really be going all in. Like he should have ran up to that Ferk Paraform, no fear, just bopped him in the face, and then by that I mean bop himself in the face. But Mercenary here looks like is positioning to maybe threaten Contest Bot here. But I don't... I mean, with Punish, you could probably say Mercenary wins that eventually. Declare Hunted actually hit... it actually hit the Paraform. Oh yeah, it hit the Paraform because that was all that was deployed. But here, I mean, you could, like... Can you just zoop in with Shadow Rake, right, for a double tap eventually? I think Shrinemaster is saving that for something that actually needs... when he needs the pressure. So, Vothsair Reaver coming in, and Defender, Demon. Okay, so he has a raised Demon, so he's going to be buffing everybody with that. And, he's looking okay now still. I mean, nothing too crazy happened with him these past few patches. It's more like he was sort of tampered with. The idea was thrown around to give him an old ability called Shield Allies, but that was scrapped quickly after we realized it was bugged and didn't work. So I think Font, what is it? Font Guardian? No, what's the name of that ability? Font Defender is maybe going to come back, maybe, and Vothsair will get that in its place, assuming we can fix the early game deploy issues. Because one of the main things with Font Defender was that if you deployed your guy first turn and just rushed mid, like there was nothing your opponent could do because they grabbed the font and they can't take it back. But I think Font Defender would make a nice addition to champs like Sentinel of Ilur, or like really slow guys like, I don't know, even something with like 5 speed, and that can't really rush early game, and it can't like do a lot of damage, but is really tanky and is annoying to get out of a font. So you basically guarantee your a steady stream of Nora that way, and your opponent has to invest resources in getting it out of the way. But nothing that can rush, nothing with like, you know, capping capabilities. But yeah, Sentinel of Ilur would be a great one. So Deep Elf Mercenary, I guess taking it slow, just taking her time to cross that bridge. She'll cross that bridge when she comes to it, and she's right on the edge now. She's just edging that Ferk Mimic to hell and back. But over here, it's looking like Shadow Rake actually moving in support of his queen, of his Deep Elf Mercenary. Nope, actually they're meeting. They're meeting by the riverside for a moonlit getaway in the dead of night. Or I guess so. Is there like day and night cycles in this game? Like, wouldn't that be something? Because every single one of these maps is like blanketed in bright spotlight, right? Obviously, because we don't have any fancy like day-night stuff for the Dota or Warhammer 40K has. That would be something cool, some nice addition. I guess if you play Darkness, the spell Darkness, and the map just goes black. And your whole rune dock goes black and you can't see shit. They're here. I mean, they're stuck behind this river, and Alakhami is like, okay, I'll sit behind the river too, just watching from afar. He's gonna put this Furk Mimic behind the bush, and he's gonna be spotting these guys as they're making out. And it seems like Alakhami would be into that sort of thing. But Furk Mimic up here threatening this font. I would have kept the mercenary on the bridge. I mean, I don't see what Shrinemaster gains by putting both of these guys like behind the river here. Like, it's not like they're being protected from any melee, really. Like, these two champions own every 1v1 against the Mimic, right? Tough. Hunter Brawler is, what is Brawler again? Brute, Monk, and Rogue. These guys are... Okay, well, Mercenary is a Rogue, and actually Shadow Rake is a Rogue, too. I mean, still, like, tough to... Like, these guys just have so much damage that they'll beat through it easily, and Punish prevents, like, most retaliation. No Kondo and anything, so it doesn't look like Alakhami's playing full monks. I mean, they are monk, but usually when you go that route, you split. Like with ST, because that's where all the synergy comes from, is the split. But maybe he's got some FFFS monk deck cooking. So, first damage of the game, getting Deflect and then Arrow Eatered in response. So burning, a nice way to burn that, although that does give Throw Shield. What is that price of victory, Shrinemaster? What are you doing? Okay, so he's attacking, and, And that's it. Okay, great. So half your Shrine HP gone for, how much damage was that? That was 14 damage, my dude. You price a victory for 14 additional damage. Huh. Okay, so he's just being a big old... This is the kind of guy that goes to McDonald's and he stands at the front of the line. He's like the bubble bass of the McDonald's line, placing his order, not giving a fuck about who else is behind him. He's setting the standard, right, for aggression that this game is going to follow from going forward. He's like, I don't give a shit about my shrine. I just want to hit you. I just want to make you dead. Like, it gives 5 HP to all of his champs, but he doesn't even have that many champs in play. He's just casting it, I guess. Maybe he was expecting a backfire or something, or was going for a spell. I have no idea what went through his mind. But sure, I mean, he punished the Mimic so that it wouldn't get into the font. Maybe that's it. But, like, he pinned the Mimic. Like, he got in its face, and the Mimic couldn't have gotten in the font anyway. I don't know what was... just... Maybe someone in the comments can explain that one, but... Alakhami, no stranger to aggression, replying in kind. With these Mimics here power attacking. And, man, 18 damage to the face. Maybe I was underestimating the tankiness of these guys. I guess I didn't realize both of these were rogues. I think Mercenary, I guess, makes sense for a rogue. I think Shadow Rake would maybe be better suited as, like, a... almost like a priest, right? That's sort of similar to what that picture is like. Anyway, Almsgiver coming in. His healing is all getting, his balance and divine favor is getting rotting blowed. All the decay on this guy is preventing that. Yeah, so I don't know if Almsgiver is really what you want here. Like, there's the ritual, I guess, for the summon, but you're just gonna get another one on every attack. So, like, is it really worth it? It's a nice counter deploy. It's just your healing is countered by Rotting Blow. Your summons or your anti-summon is countered by just what Shadow Dancer does. So I don't know. I think Shrinemaster's kind of fucked here. He's got Weaken on all his guys from Murkwater weakness, so no damage this turn. I think he kind of has to back up. Like, he's at least with this Shadow Rake, because Punish doesn't work unless you do damage. This Furk isn't going to be able to double tap in the following turn. So yeah, just move back, take it a little slower, and he's got to make some progress over here. I mean, he's blocking his own boss there with the Minotaur. That's always smart. And he is giving Alakhami all these abilities. Alakhami has just been fine to sit back here with that paraform and hold down the fort. But there's the Mind Slicer Boomerang, and now the Beset. Okay, so we're going to see some engagement from Shrinemaster. So that was a nice boomerang. It'll lead to a perfect kill with the Chard from the Flame Strike here. But I mean, he does have to retreat on this side, so I think the problem, like, Alakhami has literally nothing over here. Like, there's nothing that can recontest that font. So he might be in a pickle. Spell spam, always the bane of good players in the early game. I think if you can survive like an early game of spell spam, you're probably in a good place for the rest of the game. Like, Shrinemaster did spend a lot of Nora on that, so he's gonna have to wait a turn before deploying at that font. He is getting the globe, unfortunately. Although this does give, I mean, if you move this Mimic a little bit more this way, like you could maybe squeeze in a Relic contest on the following turn. But the Paralyze, what is that Paralyze from? Am I missing? Paralyze. Knockout. Okay, so there is something else out. I missed. God, I got into this game like right when it started. What did I miss now? I'm assuming it's a Furk Mindbreaker with Knockout. When did he deploy that? Man, I know I've missed. Okay, there it is. Yeah, Mindbreaker. I've missed shit before, but it's always embarrassing when it happens because it's like there should be a visual animation, right? That my eyes are literally too old to see. So he does have the Knockout over here. I guess that's why Shrinemaster was being so cautious with moving in on that side. But I mean, all of Alakhami's forces are over here, so he kind of has to make as much pressure happen as possible. If he had Invigorate on this Almsgiver, ooh, a Backfire, what did he get? Maddening Echoes. Okay, that's probably pretty nice then, because usually these days people only run one Maddening Echoes because of the nerf. So no Echoes here, it's going to be a Fire Blast instead. So, I mean, Alakhami had the right read, but he didn't have... I mean, Shrinemaster just has more Nora right now, so what can you do? Alakhami, hold on, I want to... Okay, I'm not going to check the Discord now, but I will later, and maybe Alakhami is raging about spell spam again. I mean, this Mimic can kill the Mercenary, there's that, but he's pretty behind on the board right now. Shrinemaster fire blasting his own Rake, just showing how little he cares about shit like that. Actually, if he moves up here... 15... No, he can't get both kills. But there's the contest from the Mindbreaker. And, I mean, this is really good, actually. So the problem for Shrinemaster is that all of his champions are low, and, yeah, any spell just kills the Rake, finishes the Mercenary, and, I mean, Shrinemaster has mid, but he has nothing to send back to this font, so Alakhami will still take the font lead. So he's in a pretty good place. And both of those go down to the Mimic. So I guess Shrinemaster's probably really not used to playing Underdepths, which is why he's doing pretty badly in this game. His usual style just doesn't really jive with what Underdepths has to do in game. He's as an Underdepths player, you can't really afford to sit around, and Shrinemaster is nothing if not a person who loves to sit. But Nephrine Messenger, nice luscious Messenger coming in for a font grab with initiative. So I mean, he's got backup coming. He's got things he can do. Yeah. I would still... Okay, so he's going to contest down here. I mean, it's not quite over. I think now, after that Messenger deploy, Shrinemaster's in a pretty good place, because he has both fonts contested. Almsgiver is not going to last long at all versus the Reaver. If I were Alakhami, I would maybe even consider Transfiguring, just to get another body in play, and maybe... Is there any way he can get to this font with Leap in his avatar? Not really. I guess you could... No, you can't slip water because the water... Actually, maybe you can, because FS Avatar has Trail Water, and I believe Trail Water will still proc on, like, with Slip Water, giving him AP. So maybe with Slip Water, you get to this font, cap it, and then gain total control again, but... Like here, like, I'm assuming Alakhami is going to terrorize that thing out of the font, just kind of block, try and get in the way, and then maybe route his Mimic back down to deal with the Reaver, but he needs another champion. Like, he needs more stuff on the board right now. Anything will do. Even like, I don't know, well, Boghopper Shaman would be terrible, but something melee, something that can deal with the Reaver, because this is really the area you want to focus on right now. I think like the contest there was good, but Messenger kind of screwed that up. And he's stealing Flame Strike. He's actually terrifying. Okay, wow, that was that was just awful. He terrified, not on Alakhami's part. It's unfortunate that Terrorize is kind of bugged right now. It's moving the Mage Knight towards the Mindbreaker when it should be moving it away. Like it should have moved the Mage Knight this way, right? By the logic of the ability, but it moved him forward, and he captured the globe for Shrinemaster. So, I don't know. Tough luck, I guess, losing to a bug, but it is what it is. Censoret for some quick reinforcements, that's pretty nice. Yeah, that's a really good one, actually. Sapping Armor, Bravery. I mean, Shrinemaster doesn't have many champions, but it's melee and it's tanky, so hopefully it will live long enough to deal with the Reaver. It's really... it's not over for either player yet. The thing is, FS has a little bit of Nora income from their faction bonus, so they can play from behind pretty well. And, I mean, Shrinemaster's champions are kind of divided. He has to spend time dealing with that Mindbreaker in the font. If you can even find it. Oh, man. Wouldn't it be something if Shrinemaster just forgot where the Mindbreaker was? Yeah, Mindbreaker is not one for fighting outside of stealth. He's going to get surrounded here by the Mage Knight and the Messenger. And wouldn't you... it would be so nice to be just surrounded by Nephrei Messenger, wouldn't it? I dream about that sort of stuff sometimes. Mindbreaker on 34 HP, getting locked. I mean, I guess you nabbed the Flame Strike. Nabbing Flame Armor would have been nicer because it would have let him survive longer in the font. But again, unlucky. And a Killzik at that mid-font. So Alakhami is really going to be feeling the pinch now. If I were a Shrinemaster, I would just be running that Killzik up to the Shrine and just hitting it. Because 20 damage... repeatedly on the Shrine is going to put some major pressure on Alakhami to defend it. I mean, he's dealing with the Reaver pretty well. I think he ate the defensive strike with the Censoret, hoping it would... what did he... Yeah, he hit the Censoret, but unfortunately for him, Unstoppable prevents the AP loss. So he will be hitting twice next turn. I think right now he's trying to play around Blood Frenzy as much as possible. He's calculating the HP threshold for it. Or maybe he's actually trying to calculate a kill. Are you a... No, you're a warrior, so Hunter will not do anything. But he triggered Blood Frenzy now, so you kind of have to get this kill this turn, otherwise you're losing another champ. There's a Font Eruption, and then that will let the Mimic finish with the power attack. Yep. Or just a regular attack, sure, save 1 AP. A Globe, so Alakhami regains control of the bot side, and then Shrinemaster will regain control of top, and then it'll just be 2 fonts to 1, and basically a normal game again. But it's been some good action these past few turns. I can see why you guys sort of prefer the high level play, but I don't know. I think getting a nice balance is pretty good. I like high level games as much as the next guy, but when it's only high level games, it tends to get stale really fast because high level games they either end really quickly or they go on for like 40 minutes because both players refuse to engage. I've sort of noticed that with a lot of competitive games, high level play tends to be very slow and methodical because one mistake can literally decide the entire game when players are of equal skill and they're both like really good. You see it all the time in like League of Legends and other MOBAs, or even at like high level chess. But it depends on your style. Like some players can really do well with early aggression. Some players really do better at sitting. I think this is sort of like that kind of match. Like Shrinemaster is more the sitting type, and Alakhami is more the aggressive type. But I mean, Alakhami has shown his prowess in playing defensive so far this game. Just through like good management of resources. Like he knows exactly how much like he has to work with on the board, and he makes every champion and every AP count, right? So he didn't like spam spells superfluously like Shrinemaster was trying to do. Shrinemaster was basically like brute forcing it, the way Underdepths, I guess not supposed to be played, but is usually played by less experienced Underdepths players. But Underdepths has sort of grown as a faction in recent years to require more than just brute force and like mindless rush, aggressive spam. I guess Minotaurs are kind of the exception. You kind of have to play them as aggressively as possible because they don't have any of like the late game or the tricks of other themes. But here, Alakhami is probably just going to turtle up with his Furk. The Mind Master giving a little bit of a buff to everybody, so some speed improvements. But he's still behind in fonts. Like, he's behind in Nora, he's getting his ass rushed on this side. But now, here's the part where I was talking about. So Shrinemaster is just going to sit. He is literally just going to sit at this font and dare Alakhami to approach, and I'm going to fall asleep. And you guys are going to be mad because I'm not going to be commentating a game where one of the players is asleep. Just like I will be. Okay, so he's gonna... hopefully Alakhami manages to get some aggression going. He used one font eruption earlier. Usually when players run font eruption, they run two. Because that's just sort of how it works. Like, it used to be that when font eruption killed, like, did the same damage to relics, you'd always run two. I think it makes more sense nowadays. Maybe you can get away with just one. But I think 2 font eruptions is just such a huge burst of damage in fonts that it's not... Like, you gain so much more out of running 2 still than just running 1. But Furk... So Alakhami is really not having any of Shrinemaster's shenanigans today. He's immediately teleporting in with that Furk, not letting Shrinemaster do what he does best. Following up with the Void Mage, another of Alakhami's favorite FS runes. Swap 3... Confuse Enemy upgraded. I'm not the biggest fan of Confuse Enemy on this guy. I think on ranged champions it makes a little bit more sense than on melee, because on melee, stuff like Mind Warp Frog really does well with Confuse Enemy, because you attack once, like they're wandering because they hit you, and then you confuse away so that they can't hit you in return, and they can't move closer to you because, again, they're wandering. But on ranged champions, you run the risk of, like, you're moving backwards, so you're teleporting yourself out of attack range on your next turn. But Void Mage is just so damn fast that you can kind of get around that. 7 speed with teleport, and then gets 8 if you're running Furk. Fading Recollection, actually, on the Censoret. That's... See, that I don't hate this. Like, I don't hate that Fading Recollection, because it gets rid of the Sapping Armor, kills it can double tap, and that will lead to a kill. So many people, when they run Fading Recollection, they just sort of like throw it around on champions that look big and scary, without realizing that they're going to need that 55 Nora on their next turn, you know. And then they put themselves in a hole because they used a spell and didn't get any kills out of it, and they didn't advance their board state. So it's like, oh well, why didn't my spell do anything, you know? But here, Shrinemaster justified the excuse to get the kill. Throws down the Demon Shield for Arrow Eater, and that's really going to put a damper on Alakhami's aggression here. Arrow Eater Killzik is not something you like to see. And this is sort of what I was worried about if Killzik were to ever gain more synergy with like meta UD, is that if you put a Demon Shield on her, she's really terrifying, because you can't really melee her without getting overwhelmed by the spiders. And then she gets up to 20 damage regularly. I'm pretty sure she's losing Surge in the next patch, but I might be wrong about that. So Alakhami with the Furk Executor, and I'm really curious if he's running the Sporgill spell with the Executor, because Executor with the Sporgill spell is really strong. It's basically better than a better version of Tome of the Arcanus Metamorph, because you put down the Sporgill spell from range, and then you just Corruption. Oh, he's not running Corruption upgraded. Okay, so never mind then. He's definitely not running Sporgill spell. Sporepox. Yeah, that's what it's called. Sporepox. But I do like that combo. It's one of the main temptations for me and FS, is wanting to run that combo again. I've slowly, secretly been worming my way into Alakhami's ear, trying to get Obsidian Venger with the Sporgill with like 13 base damage. And the reason is that him with Corruption and the Sporgill spell is like a one-shot. Whereas with Executor, you basically need like 5 other Furk in order to do the same thing. But Venger plus the Sporgill spell was really a menace. in the olden days. So Shrinemaster putting... I mean, I'd like to say he's putting some pressure on over here. I mean, he's in contest range next turn, but I think Shrinemaster realizes that 76 HP can go very fast, depending on how much Nora Alakhami is sitting on. The Void Strike and Almsgiver. I think, like, Almsgiver is a really good support unit for FS now. These aren't my ideal upgrades. I like it with Invig 2. Just, Invig 2 is, like, generically really good. Like, there's pretty much no reason not to take Invig 2 on anything that can have it. The price point, maybe Alakhami has something else in mind for that price, right? Like, he doesn't want too many, like, 75 Nora plus champions. Because it does put Almsgiver at, like, 76 Nora, and if you take the Ritual and the heal ability, you're at a nice, cozy 70 Nora. So, he's done the math. He realizes that he's not... he's better off taking these upgrades instead. So, Void Mage here, and now I would have assumed he would do a Spatial Dysplasia here on all three of these guys. But he did not. He did a Void Strike instead for... how much was that? 16. So not too bad. It doesn't proc Spider, and it gets through Arrow Eater, so, good on him. Just a little poke to remind Shrinemaster who's boss. And then, I mean, it's sort of reverse now. Alakhami is doing the Shrine Turtling, because he can't realistically engage here with all the threat Shrinemaster's got. I'm pretty sure at this point Price of Victory is off cooldown, so Shrinemaster has that at his disposal. I haven't seen much of the rest of his deck, but he's probably running like Bach Raider with Initiative and Arrow Shot as well, which is why Alakhami's sitting back, doesn't want to take that to the face. You could assume like Harbingers as well, with Initiative coming in to poke something from range, ensure a kill. But, I mean, Shrinemaster has all the AP in the world available to him, so maybe you could... Maybe you could try and get that Mimic. But you know what? I was about to say the Poison Trap, he's got to watch out for, because that could just instantly stop Kilzik in her tracks and then lead to a kill. I think that was a little bit too obvious on Alakhami's part, but Shrinemaster fell into it nice and easy. Is that a Mind Slicer as well? Okay, so Mind Slicer Boomerang for defenseless. I don't see Shrinemaster hitting from melee this turn with anything. You can drive the Vacation Bloodguard. 9. I mean, you can hit this. You can hit from melee with this. Then he'd need more. Like, he doesn't have any AP elsewhere. Or eat that Blood Globe for a little healing. And yeah, 18. Is there your rogue? No. Dictate. Alright, he's stacking up as much damage as he possibly can. And he's not... Wait, he's not hitting from melee. What? Bro, you have defenseless on there. Hit from melee for the 30% damage increase. What are you doing? Does he want to, like, move back? No, because he granted Aura. I'm pretty sure he could have gotten that kill, actually, with the defenseless. But he chose not to. Yeah, he's moving back. He granted Aura and he realized he was short, I guess. So 15, 30% of that, plus Aura damage, would have been 4 Aura damage from Tough. I guess he was like 1 or 2 short. But I'm not going to run the calc in my head, because that would take time that I don't have. I'm a man of action. I see a game that needs commentating and I just gotta do it. That's not true. That's a complete lie. I go on rants all the time. But I guess that was sort of a fumble by Shrinemaster. I would assume Alakhami is going to take advantage of that. I think the Poison Trap kind of threw him off. He didn't really expect that to be there. But to me, it was just obvious. Like, that Mimic... When I see the Mimic, like, trying to hide behind the Shrine here, like, I immediately suspect sneakiness is afoot. And the Poison Trap is definitely one of FS's best. But so 40 HP on the Kilzik, like, Alakhami can do a power attack. Like, if he goes in for the kill here, he's sacrificing something, which is troublesome. Demon Shield, like, I'm assuming he's running Corrode, because FS, like, has very good spells to deal with, like, problematic equips. Corrode would do it, and then you could hit from range again. double hit with your Mind Master here, and the Void Mage. But, you know, the Knight threatening your font is a little bit spooky. Especially after all the spell slinging Shrinemaster has done. It's up to 72 HP and 5 defense. Holy shit. Is he gaining 4, I guess, flame armor, yeah, from that. And then, but 21 damage. Like, that thing in your font is going to be a troublesome. So Mimic's teleporting over. He still has defenseless from the boomerang, so I don't expect him to live very long. Alakhami doing some fancy swap plays to get that guy over here. And there's Sixel with Vigor Psychic. He can do a Terraform Lava for 8 more with the AP he's getting. Alakhami's on no time. Is he going to be able to do anything? No, not really. He's not going to be able to burst through the HP and the defense. So, I don't know. I mean, the Poison Trap was a nice play, but he didn't have anything to take advantage of it, I guess. No anti-equip for the Killzik, and then nothing to prevent follow-up. He's running Murkwater weakness, but I guess he didn't have enough Nora for the deploy and that, and he wanted more champions. So Shrinemaster taking it to the Almsgiver here. Demonologist can get a hit. Bloodguard can be driven, but not quite get a hit. Can you blood? Oh no, it's blood for Nora. I thought that was blood knowledge. These guys. Oh, you have no bloody. Okay, no bloody champions. Never mind. Yeah, blood for Nora is interesting in UD because it, immediately my mind goes to sacrifice. But wait, why did you do no damage? Did 0 damage. He has defenseless, and okay, tough too. But yeah, there's a Fire Blast killing the Almsgiver. Fine, I guess. Alakhami can get the globe. But Void Strike is back next turn for Alakhami, so he can do that, plus, I don't know, Transfigure maybe. And then Sixel can do Terraform Lava, maybe? He doesn't have Annihilate or anything. He has Vigor and Flame Armor. I think Alakhami's probably going to lose this one just because he hasn't really managed to regain any ground since taking back control of his font. Like, he's just been kind of playing from the back, and like after that Demon Shield, I don't know if he's actually running Corrode, but not having anti-equip kind of hurts here, and there's a price of victory that came back. So down goes this Mimic. 2 kills for Shrinemaster this turn. That's pretty good. And then he's going to start plugging away at the shrine. Messenger in the back. Messenger hasn't made a single attack all game, and she's just been whipping people into shape from the back line. I kind of hate that Messenger is played in this way. I'd like to see a more combat-focused Messenger, but I don't know. Drive is just really good in UD. And, I mean, she has, like, some combat utility. She has good stats and Life Siphon. But oftentimes, she's sort of relegated to a support. Like, if you're going to play a support like this, I don't know. I just run the Deep Health Summoner at that point with Invigorate too, because same price, you also get summons. The only thing you lose out on is Initiative, but Initiative plus Drive is a really strong combo, so I understand why she's run. I just kind of wish she wasn't played like such a bitch, you know? So there's, was that the Void Strike? 19? Yeah, 19 loss of life. Alakhami really doesn't want to lose to Shrinemaster, I can tell. He's doing he's sweating, furiously typing on his keys, pressing his abilities. He's like, man, I'll never live it down if I lose to Shrinemaster. I'll have to make up some excuse on the Discord to my loyal followers about how there was he took the wrong upgrade and I ruined all my plans, or you know. Alakhami always has a good excuse up his sleeve, as any dictator should. So Sixel here going to finish the Spider. And then maybe, I don't know, Flame Strike the Minotaur? Nope. He's just sitting back. You know what would be funny? If he loses this game, he's probably going to want to nerf Mage Knight and say, you know what, that's enough adaptive for one patch cycle. Let's get rid of all the adaptive champs. 15. It's actually going down pretty fast, though, with all these Ferk. I would be worried about the Shrine, though, if I were Alakhami. Like, Shrinemaster can just sit that Killzik in his avatar's face. Grand Entrance. More Noetic Mind. I guess Mind Wipe Aura did something to play around, but yeah. Just run that baby run that baby girl up to the avatar, start wailing away at it. You can drive it here, actually, for a double tap. No, wait, no, 7, yeah, can't. But you can still get 1 hit. Actually, if Shrinemaster has a second POV up his sleeve, he might be able to get the kill on the avatar this turn, because he can drive everybody. Bloodguard can make a double hit with the drive, and then Killsit can make a double hit with the POV. He is doing it. He's going for the double hit with the Demonologist. Dictate. And drive? Yeah, drive the Bloodguard. He's not driving Killsit, which is a little odd. Like, he has enough AP to drive all 3 of these guys, but he's going in for the attack instead. And 10, oh yeah, it's totally dead. Bloodguard for a double hit on the Shrine. And I'm assuming Alakhami saw that coming, he just didn't have a good answer for it. Like, he could have transfigured and leapt away. I guess he wasn't expecting that damage. But Shrinemaster takes this one, so well played to both, and we'll see everyone in the next one.